Okay, let's dive into this explainer about how we talk about the weekend using the past tense. Welcome back to English Insights. Today, we're completely decoding the weekend. If you're a beginner looking to really sharpen up your English, you are in exactly the right place. We're pulling some amazing insights straight from a fantastic conversation between two hosts who are just catching up on their recent weekend activities. And we're going to use their story to master the past tense. So think about that for a second. What did you do last weekend? Maybe you just relaxed at home, ran some errands, or maybe you met up with friends. When we answer this question, we're automatically forced to shift the entire way we speak. We're no longer talking about right now, and we definitely aren't talking about tomorrow. We are stepping back in time. And to do that correctly, well, we need a very specific set of grammatical tools. So here's the thing. The crucial point is that we change our verbs to indicate that an action is totally complete. The past tense is all about actions, events, or states that are 100% finished. When our hosts talk about yesterday or last week, they actually have to change their verbs. The action is done. It's in the history books. We need a way to clearly signal to whoever is listening to us that the event we're describing is over. Let's move to and see how this builds while tracking the actual chronological timeline of our hosts' weekend activities. This kind of structure is so helpful for understanding the flow of time. We start with host A on Saturday morning, who stayed home, cleaned, and cooked. Then we roll right into Sunday, where host B played football. Finally, we finish up on Sunday afternoon with a trip to the market and some tea. Every single stop on this timeline requires the past tense, because, again, these events are wrapped up. They're finished. Let's look a little closer at that Saturday morning block first. Host A had a pretty relaxing weekend at home. And the way they describe it introduces us to our very first major grammar rule, the ED rule for regular verbs. This is the absolute foundation of the past tense in English. It's kind of like your default setting. When you're learning how to talk about the past, this is the very first tool you reach for. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the visual repetition of those regular verbs. Notice the incredible consistency here. Host A said, I stayed at home, I cleaned my room, and I cooked lunch. Host B jumped in with, I played football. Stayed, cleaned, cooked, played. Do you see the pattern? For regular verbs, we simply add an ed to the end of the base word. You just snap it onto the end like a puzzle piece. It's an incredibly reliable rule that instantly teleports your sentence straight into the past. But, English loves to throw us a curveball, doesn't it? Just when you get comfortable adding ed to absolutely everything, we hit a plot twist. Let's say you go to the market. Following our nice, easy new rule, the past tense of go would naturally be good, right? Well, no, we don't say that. Instead, we have to use went. The word completely changes its shape. As host B perfectly asked in their conversation, but what about words that change completely? This right here is where we leave the safe, cozy territory of regular verbs and enter the wild world of irregular verbs. These are our grammatical rule breakers. They flat out refuse to take an ed at the end. Instead, you just kind of have to memorize their unique past tense forms. And this brilliantly illustrates the transformation of host B's busy Sunday activities, creating a perfect cheat sheet for learners. Let's walk through it. Go transforms into went, as in, I went to the market. Buy transforms into bought. Specifically, host B bought some fresh fruits and a new pen at the market, while host A mentioned they bought some books. See becomes saw, because host B saw a friend. And finally, drink changes to drink, as they drink tea together. No ed in sight. They're totally unique, and they are absolutely essential for mastering conversational English. So, let's just take a breath and look at everything we've gathered from this short weekend catch-up. On one side, we have our super reliable regular verbs: stayed, cleaned, cooked, and played. On the other are rule-breaking irregulars: went, bought, saw, and drank. But remember, whether they follow the rule perfectly or break it completely, they all describe finished events. They all do the exact same job of telling the world that the action is over. Which brings us right back to you. The absolute best way to lock these rules into your memory is to actually use them. So I'm going to leave you with the exact same challenge host B gave at the end of their chat. What did you do yesterday? Use this explainer as your guide. Jump down into the comments and keep practicing every day by using at least one past tense verb we covered today. Did you follow the rule, or did you break it? Thanks so much for joining this explainer. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.